What's up, guys? Nethervvoid here with some more World of Tanks sub replays for you, and I think, yeah, there we go. I was in the wrong camera mode. Welcome to Season 4 of subscriber replays for World of Tanks. I haven't done these in a little while. I was doing epic win, epic fail, and that was just taking way too much time, so I decided to just kind of go back to the regular way I used to do replays, where I just kind of try to show you the best replays I possibly can that get sent to me. So this replay is sent in by none other than Gabe40. He used to be part of DGA until he wanted to, I think, to go do Clan Wars or something like that. But anyway, so he's here with a couple of buddies, T110E5, and then I think the JPZ E100. Yeah, you can see him in the background on the minimap there. A couple of people getting hits on the early hits right here. Oh, this Patton's really pushing up, not being all that smart. Boom! Gabe gets a nice hit on him there. So this was sent in by Gabe, but approved by Rummy, filtered by Rummy. This is part of the Season 4 subscriber replay style that I'm gonna use. Is basically I have a team of guys where I send in the whole pack of a week's worth of replays, and they go through and send back the two they liked best and tell me why they liked them and stuff, so that I can talk to you guys about them. And they're generally really high stat guys that kind of know what they're doing, know what kind of replays to look for, stuff where we're basically showing people how to play the game is kind of what I was telling them. That I like to see some replays where guys are doing the right thing and we can see what they're doing right, and hopefully you guys can kind of learn from that. So IS-4's armor is pretty heavily angled right here. It's a little bit too much in my opinion, just because that cheek is pretty soft, just like a lot of the IS line has that soft cheek. But still working pretty good here for Gabe. The gun on this thing's pretty ridiculous. He does have gold loaded, but he's not using it. He's got 258 pen, 440 damage, and it's actually pretty accurate for a Russian tank. I don't know what the accuracy is off the top of my head, but I know this gun feels very accurate. And as far as I remember, it's the same gun on the IS-8, I believe. Not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure it's the same, and the IS-8 gun is really ridiculous. I love that gun. So Gabe's pushing up a little bit right here. Not sure I would do this, but it works out well for him. Rummy was saying he really liked how he soaked a couple shots, but really worked over the enemy team here, you're going to see. So if you want to be part of the replay filtering team or replay approval team, whichever way you want to look at it, put your WAT name and email address in the comment section, and I'll check out your stats, and if your stats are as good or better than mine, we can get you in. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you know, why do you care so much about stats? And it's really just because I need people who can look at replays and not just look at replays where the guy gets 6 kills, you know, where he's just beasting down some, you know, seal clubbing or something. I need replays that actually show some pretty good tactics. So like right here, T57 heavy, you can pretty much shoot him wherever you want in the turret, and it's going to go through pretty much every time. And these T57 heavies are really just trying to beast these guys down. They do have a 4-round magazine or drum, whichever way you want to look at it. They put out some pretty good damage, have some nice pen, but they're getting worked over right here, just sticking themselves out a lot. The IS-4 has really nice reload on its gun. Am I in 1x or 2? Yeah, 1x. And the T110E5 also has a nice reload and a nice gun, so that's why these two guys are able to kind of do this to this team. They also both have pretty good mobility. Now, Gabe does a really good job not getting himself out in front of this E100. The E100 is waiting for him to crest and just push up like a noob and get one shot in the face, or take a huge, you know, 1100 shot into the face. But he doesn't do it, and he just waits for Artie, which is probably what you should do in this case. Object 140 is going to get beasted on right here a little bit, and Gabe gets hit in the track. Well, it's not really side scraping, but that's kind of what happened right there. T57 heavy actually hanging out kind of too far here. This guy's pretty much stuck. He's not going to be doing anything. T30 gets a shot in on Gabe. Doesn't do a lot, just kind of messes up his gun. Where did he hit him anyway? I wonder if we can see. He's been hit right there in the side, kind of, but it doesn't really show where he got hit in the gun. It's unfortunate. I really wanted to see where he got hit. So yeah, I've got 3 or 4 guys on that list right now. I think somebody just sent in another name. I really want to fill it up and get a lot of guys on the approval team so that I can get a lot of replays that are really good. and then get some consensus on a few replays. I should hopefully get more than one replay. If it's really good, the same guy's replay should come back a couple of different times by some guys on the approval team, and that's how I'll know it's really good. If you just want to submit replays, send them to dgnetsubmissions@gmail.com. That email will be in the video description, and I will send your replay off to the approval team. Basically what I do is once the approval team sends their replays back, I go over them and then pick from that lot. So that's kind of the way it works. So this T-57 Heavy just about out of the game here. Not the greatest positioning, but also Gabe just getting some really nice angled shots. These guys are kind of picking out not really the weak points of the IS-4, which really the weak points are, that hatch is not really a weak point anymore like it used to be, but it's basically the cheeks. If you can get a shot on those cheeks right there, side of the turret in the back can be pretty okay, like on the flatter spot in the back. But the IS-4 is pretty good, or a shot right into the side armor and the track right there would be a good shot, a good place to shoot. But the angling he's doing, I'd shoot those cheeks. There's pretty obvious weak spots, so that's kind of where I'd be shooting. But I've noticed that as people rely more on gold, I don't think these guys are shooting gold, I'm not sure if they are, but as people rely more on gold, they get, they're not as used to shooting weak spots. They get a little lazy with picking out their weak spots, and it is kind of hard when you're face-to-face. Zooming in on people is not that easy. So it does a really good job here, keeping the T-30 tracked, and here he probably could have stayed loaded, but he's going to try to take this T-30 out, and he gets lucky and takes him out before he can get behind the rock. This other T-57, really having a hard time. He's one shot from death. Tracks Gabe on the backside there, and gets a shot on him, and he takes out the other T-57. Now that was really a combined effort between Gabe and his 110 E5 buddy. And now the Forge guys are just kind of getting out of control here with their "we didn't win, wah wah wah." I don't know. I don't think all the Forge guys are like that. I'm sure a lot of them are pretty cool guys. But gonna have some exchange. Part of the reason I picked this replay as well is because it's fun to watch the chat kind of light up and people talk crap to each other. But I think it's good. A game needs that, in my opinion. A competitive game needs the ability to crap talk, to shit talk. Let's just put it that way. So E100, JPZ E100 coming in with full health. When this guy fires, this mod makes it sound like he dropped a nuke, which is pretty cool. I have to say, I like the mods that I've got running here in this pack, that Blackshot's got running. Really appreciate, especially the sound mods that make the game a lot more fun to me. So, kind of a good idea, the E100 and Gabe coming up at the same time, distracting this E75 so that JPZ 100 doesn't get surrounded. So there he drops the nuke on the guy's face for 1145 damage. It even sounds like a nuke. And snapshot by Gabe kills the T-54. Nice job there. So he's taken quite a lot of hits here. T-92 barely gets any damage on him, luckily. Could have really had a bad day right there. The T-92 could have probably taken him out with that shot. But luckily, it doesn't happen. So Gabe's got 4 kills, 3,800 damage. Beastly game here in his IS-4. IS-4 is a fun little tank. And IS-8, angling his armor and paying for it right there. You can see he's not using the pike nose. Kind of a bad idea. Now, people will just generally shoot you through the lower plate. But it's still better than showing off your whole side like that, because that's what's going to happen to you. IS-8 got another shot into Gabe, though. He's at 3 hit points. Really just random number generator on Gabe's side for that one, not getting the extra 3 damage and dying. The T-92 is the only thing left. This game is pretty much over. So great game by Gabe. Some of that was random number generator, but also it was the T-57s really just not doing the best they could to basically take guys out. They should have done a little bit more in unison. And with the 8 rounds together, they could have probably taken some guys out. But, you know, it happens sometimes. You're not going to have a great game every game, right? It is what it is. That's why it's the law of averages. On average, you should be, you know, if you're a good player, on average, your stats are going to even out. But some games you're going to have really awesome games, and some games you're going to not have a great game. It's just kind of the way it is. There's the T-92, and he's done, and so very good game. Again, we're going to do one more replay, but send your replays in to me. I need more of them, actually. Also, and we'll talk about this next, but as you can see, gold consumables were used in this, and some gold rounds will show up in these replays, and I'll tell you about that in a second. Let's get another game. So here's the second game I wanted to show you. This game was actually sent to me by 2 of the 3 approval team members, so I knew it had to be pretty good to have 2 different guys send in the same replay video. This is by Grensu, an old DGA, another ex-DGAer. He actually went on to go with Relic and play in Clan Wars because DGA does not do Clan Wars. So, really good player. He was leading DGA for a while on the EU server, and always nice to see him sending in stuff and getting involved. So this is kind of showing you the great positioning he gets on this map. E75 getting spotted right there. I'm not sure who spotted him. Probably Grensu, I think. But we'll see. Or it could have been the other E75. So there's a Fock. Nope, Grensu spotted. The Fock spots him. Now he's going to wait, hopefully, until the Fock no longer sees him. But I don't think he waited long enough. And he didn't. Only loses a track, luckily, because that really could have been bad if he'd hit him right in that lower plate as he was sticking out. Because he was sticking out like this, and then he moved back, and it just caught him in the track. So he gets kind of lucky right there. Because I think that gun on the Fock is pretty decent. It is a tier 9, I believe, right? Well, I now can't see him, but we'll see in a second. So Grensu doing a really great job, not poking out too far. Loses another track. Oh, look at that. The 9-0 line really lighting up. So the Fock, yeah, that's a tier 10. Hits him right in the handlebar right there, which is where you want to hit these tanks. That's where their weak spot is. It's a fairly large but narrow weak spot. Grensu making sure that the 9-0 line doesn't roll around onto his face. I don't think it would, but he's just being very cautious, which is kind of what you want to do in tier 9 and 10 games. There's his buddy, Rickstu, kind of coming out here, doing a little bit of spotting possibly for him. But getting up in there where the mediums generally go. I like to go up the 8 line too. It's kind of a fun spot. Because you can, well, here's the problem with the 8-9 from this side of the fence here. If you're Ricksto right here, there's some guys, and you can't see them. I wish I could show you. Right here, if you look above me, right there on that rock, behind this rock that Grensu's on, they'll be shooting right down into the valley right there. There's some places to hide, but you generally can't just roll right in here and kind of destroy everything because there's usually 1 or 2 guys on that ledge shooting down. But if you can get back in here, you can really wreck people. You can wreck people on the hill there, or you can go back behind and wreck the 9-0 line pretty bad. So if I find a hole there, I'll generally try to take advantage of it. So Rex doing some positioning. There's an IS-3. That's another place where people like to sit. Grensu just being really cautious right here because yes, the ST1 could come rolling around STI. But it looks like there's some friendlies. Boom! Ammo racked IS-3 in the cheek again. Not using the pike, but he is using pointing it at the Tiger 2, which is pretty much what you'd expect. And here's a cool sound mod. Russian guy loading the shell in. That's so awesome. So Grensu ammo racks the IS-3 right in the side of the cheek there. IS-3 did get some upgrades. I think they remodeled it to make that lower plate really tiny and keep the IS-3 being one of the dominating tier 8 heavy tanks because, and here's the Lorraine getting punished in the side for 876 damage. This Object 704, really awesome tank. I can't wait to play it. It's I'm a couple tanks away from it though, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. I've always, pretty much since the beginning, I've been wanting to play this tank because it was one of the first super guns in the game. So let's check the pen on it though. It's not really high. 286 pen. That's actually really high. So I'm lying. The reload on this thing is pretty long though. There's the Lorraine. Can he get him? Can he punish him? Nope. Nope. Not quick enough. And here's the Fock. Lower plate? Yes. Now, probably the reason he got the hit on him there is because you could see the Fock was angled down, flattening out his upper plate, which a lot of these tanks rely on that angle of their armor. So once they take the angle away by like driving downhill, it really makes it a lot easier to pen. Also, Grensu was probably kind of aimed down at him a little bit, so let's check it out a little bit, kind of what that would look like. No, he's not doing it now. You can see his gun though. Let's pause it. It's actually angled down slight. Well, it's pretty level right here. But when he's shooting down at that Fock, you can see that the gun angle is actually poking down too. So he's got the angle of shooting down and the angle of that guy flattening out his armor because he's coming downhill. So here's 215B, one of the beastly tier 10s. He gets a hit on him and luckily gets a track on him as well because I bet you that guy would be punishing Grensu if he could. Let's zoom in a little bit. Oh, I can't. Damn. But yeah, there he is. You can see he does have a turret though. He could have just shot him in the face. But he's focused on that Leopard, who gets the kill. So now these guys are kind of circling around here. Fok 155, really beastly. Oh, takes him out. Very awesome, because that guy can wreak some serious havoc on your team. SDI getting really hurt right here. Object 704, probably going to die right here. We'll see. He's pushing on that. No, he doesn't get the hit on him. But Rex 2, he's like, hey, dude, Rex 2, we got to get this. We got to get over there, man. We got to take these guys out. So Rex is getting in his face. I probably wouldn't get that close to him. Or Rix, sorry. But he's only got 600 hit points left. I mean, if you're going to do that, you might as well go all the way. But he's pulling back to try to get this guy to pull out. That's what I'd be saying. Grensu's like, dude, let him pull out. Let him chase you a little bit. Because then I can get a shot on this guy and possibly get the kill on him. That's not a good shot. That turret has insane armor. Probably not going to get through. He knows he's got to pull around that IS-8 to get a good hit on him. See? Oh, he does! He does! Boom! You're dead! You're so out of the game, buddy. So nice job with Rix and Grensu stopping the push on 9-0 there. Something that both the guys that sent these in talked about. How he stops the push there on the 9-0 line. So now it's pretty much open season on whoever's left. It's a 10-6 game. This is kind of almost a no-brainer. There's the M103 hanging out on the hill, on that ridge. Just starting to get jacked up. The 1, 2, 3, 4 is over for these guys. The red team, I mean, this is a pretty much over game. I'm not sure if everybody on this 9-0 is dead, though. So there's another 215B. This M103 is trying to get out of here and maybe shoot Grensu in the back. He does shoot the other guy in the back there. Shoots the E3 in the back. It's all about all he can do at this point. But Grensu says hopefully that guy can load the shell fast enough. Oh, doesn't get a shot on him, but the other guys are. Looks like Rick's got a hit on him right there. So is he going to do it? Right? Yes. There's a weak spot right there in the front of the turret. Nice hit by Grensu, knowing the weak spots of the M103. If I could show you again, that's the spot where it flattens out. Everything else on that turret is highly angled and very bouncy or ricochet prone. So, but if you can get that flat spot right next to the mantlet where Grensu obviously knows what he's doing, gets the kill on that M103 because he knows these things. So the 215B taking out the E3 probably because he tried to beast him in that gun is huge. Here's Grensu. Oh! PZ4, the Waffle PZ4 comes up on him, gets a hit in the backside. Grensu's only has 500 hit points left. He's got 1,200. Let's see what happens here. So gets another nice hit on him for 800. Grensu gets a lucky bounce there. I'm not sure what the pin is on that gun since it is a newer tank, so it's pretty beastly. But Grensu's only got 500. It really could go either way right here. But this, yeah, he's dead. Grensu drops a shell on him anyway because he says, I don't care, I got this. I can drop a shell because I'm a beast. So he's reloading. Actually, this gun reloads fairly quickly for the damage it's putting out. Oh, here's the 155. There's, oh, this could be, yes, it's bad. That's okay. 7,300 damage, you can't really complain, right? And he goes out with 5 kills. Beastly game in his Object 704. Just an awesome game by Grensu there, and thanks for sending that in. Again, he has some gold rounds loaded. He's not really using them. He has a gold consumable loaded. Gold rounds are all right from now on. Gold consumables are all right. The main thing I don't want is to see people unloading full, basically rolling out in all gold and just beasting people down. It's not going to be about what shells you're using. It's mainly when you use your gold shells, since everybody's using them pretty much. I don't like them. I don't use them. But it's the new way the game works, and so instead of fighting against it, which is just never going to happen, it's just the new way it is. So it's fine if you use gold rounds and gold consumables. Again, it's going to be mainly about skill. That's why I have the team now helping me out, picking out these skill-based games. So yeah, 7,000 damage. Can't be really upset about that. His buddy says I have 4,000. Really nice game by this team here. The Fok 155, pretty much dead, and that's the end of the game. So thanks for sending these in. Please send in your replays to dgnetsubmissions@gmail.com. Again, all that stuff's going to be in the video description, so don't worry if you didn't write it down fast enough. So anyway, let me know what you think, guys, and I'll see you next time.